The graph of 0.5x minus 2y equals 3 is shown on the grid. Which ordered pair is in the solution set of 0.5x minus 2y is greater than or equal to 3? So what we have to understand here, first of all, is that when it's asking for the solution set, it's basically asking which point is going to be in the shaded region of the graph or close enough to it, but preferably in the shaded region. If we have a solid line, then it's okay if it's on the line. That's if there's nothing else on the other side of the shaded part. So just quickly looking at our success criteria, so we can see here that I can manipulate the inequality into slope-intercept form. So basically it's saying that it's in that y equals to or y is less than or greater than form. In this case, it's not. So I'm just going to solve this pretty quickly. We've already been doing this for a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and solve this quickly and just write it down. And so now at this point, I'm actually going to pause here for a moment because on Thursday and Friday, we talked about having that negative y, right? And that negative y only or just represents that we're going to flip the inequality. So then I'm going to rewrite it with the inequality being flipped. It's 2y, and then I'm going to change that back to that same color. So it was greater than or equal to, but because we have a negative y, we're going to flip it to less than or equal to. And then again, everything else remains the same. And then lastly, there we go, divide by. All right, so that was the first success criteria. So now I have this portion to graph, and then we're going to see there. So what we have is our symbol y is less than or equal to, and then let's just quickly label it before we actually graph it. So from here, we know that this is going to be a solid line, and the shaded part is going to be below the line. So shaded below. All right, so let's graph this. And I understand that it's already there, so you're probably like, well, why do we need to graph it? But we're going to plot the point, so it's easier to have the graph already on decimals too, just to be able to see it clear. Divided by -2, so here we see our line. And then I'm going to go ahead and plot all the points in our answer choices. Positive or something? I don't remember. I'm going to label that. Answer choice B, okay. 2, 1. And then let's always click on label just so that we know what points we're looking at. 2, -1. Then we're going to label that. And then lastly, -2, negative 0.5. All right, so based off what we were just talking about, we know that the shaded part has to be here at the bottom, right? So it is going to be a solid line also. And so we're looking at the point that's going to be either on the line or in the shaded region. So we see that all of these points right here are kind of closer together, and they're a little bit further away from the line, right? So because they're further away, they're closer together, they're away from the shaded region, these points are not going to be the answer. So we see that this one right here is on the line. It's unique, it stands alone, therefore that's going to be our answer there. So our answer in this case is 2, -1, which is going to give us answer choice C. And so then that gives us the second success criteria, determining the graph of the solution set, which we did by determining if it was a solid line and if it was shaded below, and then determining if the ordered pairs is part of the solution set is exactly what we did. So we put it into the graph, plot our points, and then see which one is unique, which one stands alone, or is closer to the shaded region. And that's how we are able to answer all those 3 success criteria.